Oh my God, hi you guys. It's so weird that you're here. I was just, I was putting on some lip gloss, whatever. You gotta seem approachable and you gotta seem real. And that's who I am. So there's just lots of little ways you can say hello. Like, oh, hi, I'm Rachel Feinstein. One guy stood me up. The next guy, I was very excited to meet him because he was very funny and seemed really smart when he wrote, which is always a dangerous thing because you can create your imaginary life with someone. And then they arrive and you realize that they are flamingly gay, which is what happened to me. I'm here bringing comedy to you because I have no other skills. I also have no formal education. I wake up at around 2 and have some Jaeger, a little bit of melon-flavored Mad Dog, and then I saunter over here because I'm worth it. There's nothing like getting ready for a man that could never be aroused by you. You know, knowing that you got your hair blown out, your nails done, and you just really oiled yourself up for a man that would never, ever want to have intercourse with you. So I get to the date, and as soon as I sit down, he was like, "Oh, you look great!" Like it was so gay. It was like it was hilarious. I was like, "How in the world is this man entertaining the fact that he's straight in his life? Like, who's helping him?" I want to meet these people. I have things to say to them. You may remember me from getting eliminated on Last Comic Standing, or If It Wasn't for the Jews, a short film that's available at Chabad.com. And so the whole meal, he was just like. He also remarked many times that I was eating a lot. He's like, "Oh, you're a real greedy little eater." Called me a greedy eater. And I was stuffing food in myself to just bury the fact that he was gay. I was holding his gayness for him. It was a very uncomfortable position. And at the end of the date, he was like, "I had an amazing time with you." He was like, "You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous." My life is fine. I'm doing great. All right? I'm coming from a very healthy place. So please, get off my dick. All right. He texted me a picture of himself in like a velvet robe. It was a very weird photo. It was this monogrammed robe and these weird slippers. And he had like a very kind of a naughty expression on his face. And he was like, "Thinking about you." But he wasn't. He wasn't thinking about me. He was thinking about a grown man. He was thinking about wrestling around with a grown man in some silk sheets and that beautiful little monogrammed robe. That's what he was thinking about. And that was what was making him go,